Welcome to another Wraggys Beers, Wines and Spirits review, albeit blooming camera angle's wrong. So let me just see if that makes it better. I love the sight of my bald head on camera. That's great, isn't it? Pitfalls getting older. So this, I got it from lowcostbeer.com in a beer hall about a month or so ago now. This is from Fierce Beer. I actually made a maple pancake beer that I reviewed from Sainsbury's the other day, funnily enough. Uh, and it's the NZBC, New Zealand Brewing Collective, I think, collaboration brew, Revelry and Rivalry. It's a South Pacific DIPA with an alcohol content of 8.5%. I will read on the back what it says, but first things first, I'm pouring the beer out because I've just watched Nottingham Forest play against Liverpool, and you know, against one of the world's best teams, we held our own. We played really good. We only lost to a lucky goal from them. So, you know, and I'm sure Liverpool fans around the UK would also admit this, that Forest tonight gave you a game. So, spin that round so it just catches the camera. There we go. Do like to get the can on there, because if you're watching a review and you just flit on for a minute or so, like some people do, why you flit on for a minute? Beggars believe. So lovely orange juice fest of a pour, white head. Can't see no carbonation because it's quite hazy. We'll leave it there. I will find the odour magnifying glass. It says here, oh me, gosh. We love our trans Tasman siblings, so we've added champion hops from Aussie to New Zealand and put them shoulder to shoulder for a new world hop love in a giant juicy DIPA full of Nelson Savin, Motueka and Galaxy, a hazy South Pacific monster full of tropical citrus fruit flavours and aromas. And on the back it says, the first New Zealand beer collective brews showcase the best flavours, ingredients and influences from opposite sides of the world. We enjoy beer together too. Fair play there. Fierce make beer that is packed with flavour using only the best quality natural ingredients. Our beers are so unpasteurised and unrefined that all the natural flavours stay inside. New Zealand Beer Collective bring the freshest and most exciting New Zealand beer ingredients, flavours and styles to the UK and Europe. www.fiercebeer.com and www.newzealandbeer.co.uk. So New Zealand, it was brewed at Scotland. Yeah, so there you go. Always good to read what's on the can, because if you've never tried this can, it's good that you know what's going off. I mean, I try to do that with all the beers, if I can actually read the can, obviously. So, looks a proper juice fest. Certainly a hoppy and tropical nose at first. Yeah, cheers on. Oh, both hoppy, tropical, touch of citrus, and smooth. Very smooth. Very nice. And for me, the journey for me is all about with beer. Um, there's obviously, there's a journey for me, and discovering new beers, trying new breweries, trying to learn a bit about the breweries if I can. It's depending on how many you drink a day, it's not always possible. Um, but this is my second beer from First Brewing in a week. I had one from the Blackstone Brewery box, and obviously now this one. And both beers have been very good, very nice. And I'm sure I read somewhere that they've got some beers going into Aldi. I did go to Aldi the other day, on yesterday, mind you. No new beers in, so is that a Scotland thing or is that a UK wide thing? God knows. I do wish that Audi had sort themselves out. I want to be tasting some of these good Scottish breweries down south in England. You know, don't keep them up north. We want them down here in Nottingham. Look at that. Doesn't that look good in the can? In a glass, rather. Looks amazing. No, no, you couldn't tell it was an 8.5. On the ABV side of things, there's no way of knowing what ABV it is. Which on that way is actually very deceptive and very. 4 or 5 of these, you'd be on your back. And you wouldn't know till you've drank all 4 or 5 because you won't feel it until you're quite a way into the beers. Although it's a nice feeling to have that feeling, to be fair. Very nice. Very nice indeed. New Zealand Beer Collective, don't really know anything about them. As a beer reviewer, I always know a reasonable bit about local breweries. And some breweries across the UK I do know quite a bit about. But not every brewery. There's that many breweries these days that it's very difficult. Like most people, you know your locals, and unless you do a lot of reading up, and again, it's difficult. Quite a busy life at the moment, more busy than I've ever been in my life. It's that busy that my downtime, my sit down and do nothing time is about an hour a day. An hour. Where I'm sat down, not on a computer, not doing something, either housework, work, travelling to work and back, or beer reviews, or gardening, and then doing internet work as well. So I do actually do have my websites on the side as well. So yeah, it's a busy old life, and we're adding to the mix next Sunday on Mother's Day. We're going to Alton Towers, and we're looking forward to it. As a family, getting out, letting your children. There's nothing better in the world for me than a theme park. Um, Obviously, I have Coke. Don't drink at a theme park. Never have done. I'll have a cola. Um, yeah, I'll have a Coke, and yeah, we'll have an enjoyable day at the theme park. I mean, we've got season tickets for Alton Towers this year. My son is now 1.4 meters, and the funny thing is, having season tickets means that I'll get on so many rides one day. We'll stay to the end, because if you stay to the end, and I do mean the absolute end, you'll get re-rides. Flipping out, depending on where you are in the park, you'll get ride after ride because they'll just let you keep going on. And sometimes they'll let you stay on if you look at. And it's amazing, everyone else is pissed off home, and you're there getting the re-rides. Trust me, we had about 7 re-rides on Rita last year, and it was amazing. Queen of Speed, 60 mile an hour. That adrenaline push. Do you know something? When I'm at a theme park, apart from when I'm in a queue and it's long and somebody's taking the piss by queue jumping, that pisses me off. But when you're on the ride, and that thing of feeling safe because you're strapped in, but you're on the ride, you've got your arms in the air, and you're embracing life. And at that moment, my anxiety and stress leave me; they disappear, and I have that moment of elation. That it's a buzz that you just don't get from the real world. and that's what I'm looking for this year. We're already looking at booking Fort Park, Flamingo Land, and whatever we can afford to do. Because obviously, I've got for the I've got um, vow renewal next year, basically like a wedding slash version 2. The wife and me, we didn't get the wedding we wanted in the first place. Too many people sticking their fucking noses in. This time, she gets to choose the what she wants. She gets to choose her own dress, the venue. The venue is close to both of us because it's the job that saved me, and the venue is going to look amazing because I'll make sure it looks amazing. I'll throw all my efforts to make sure that the venue looks the best it ever has done. And obviously the bosses look, for them it's great because they've got one of the best gardeners in the UK. And trust me, not being big-headed. And yeah, Alan Titchmarsh is on TV. Someone said to me the other day, and yeah, I do know who said it. And he said, you think you like Alan Titchmarsh? Well, we am. We both come from a council background. I too have got qualifications that he's got. I have never gone into doing television, but I am the gardener that he is as well. And trust me. And yeah, 51. I think Alan's 66 now, so or somewhere along them lines at least. Different paths, but the love of gardening. And yeah, looking forward to what's going to be an amazing year. In life, you all need something to work towards. I've got that. I've got next year a wedding, our wedding vows. So it's a wedding version 2, but the wedding that we wanted in the first place. I'm going to do, from my side of things, at my wedding, I'm going to invite people from the beer review community, both beer reviewers and those people who've been with me all along. Invite them. If they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. We all have lives. And do a mini beer festival at the wedding. So anything up to 20 different beers in keg, mini kegs, of course. I'm not paying too much out. Jesus Christ, I'm a pauper. But anyway, up to 20 mini kegs that I'm going to purchase, and I'll say to them, if you want to bring something with you, fair dues, we'll add them. And Adam knows beers, but you know what I mean. And add them to the beers, and we'll have a bit of a beer festival thing going off. And I don't know who I'm going to invite. I don't know who will come, because you'll invite people, they may or may not come. And as much as it's a celebration of my wedding, it's going to be a celebration of beer and of getting through COVID and positivity over negativity. There's much more to it than meets the eye. That is my journey. And then also there's the stag do. There's the Wraggys stag do, and in Nottingham, obviously I'm not going further afield. Why would I? And it's around the tap rooms and craft beer bars of Nottingham. And again, it's going to be a bit of an open invitation. Other beer reviewers, breweries, and in the end of the day, it'll be a load of people who like good beer drinking together, having a laugh, having a chat. That's what I want. And if you watch all these reviews, you'd know this. For those who don't watch all my reviews, you'll never know. There's a method in my madness. Beautifully hoppy on the nose, followed by a tropical citrus taste. The ABV is kicking in. God, I can feel it now. But it's a beautiful beer. It looks beautiful. Credit to these guys who brewed it. And yeah, cheers. Low cost beer. And Mr. Low Cost Beer, you know, if you watch this, you need to come up to Nottingham, mate, for my stag do. And you need to be coming up to the wedding vow thing as well. You know you do. We'll see who watches and who comments. Please, if you watch this, comment and say, Wraggy, I want to be at your stag and wedding do. And we'll see what people say. We'll see who watches. You know, those who, if you watch, you'll know. Hey, it's that funny thing, isn't it? You know? And I value the whole beer community. You know, if I had the money, I'd have a mega beer festival. I'd have a mega meeting of both the beer community, both breweries and reviewers together, and the community at large at my wedding, and make it a grand spectacle. Because it you know, for me, that'd be amazing. But hey ho, cheers all. Yeah, soppy cunt, aren't I? But anyway, yeah, great beer. Oh, out of 5. Shit, nearly forgot. Out of 5, 4.55. That was one amazing tropical beer. Nearly forgot. Apologies, Face Brewing and New Zealand Beer Collective. Would I drink it again? Hell yes. Stunning beer. Cheers all. Okay, now. Fancy forgetting, twat. Am I still on camera? Oh well, there you go.